of all, I want to say thank you all so much for being here. The amount of parents, staff, teachers, community members here tonight is extremely encouraging. It's encouraging for all of us to see all of you here tonight, and it truly just inspires us to want to work harder, to continue to innovate and transform our school district, and to be able to provide you with school choices that are best fit for you and your family. We talk so much about becoming a premier school district, district of choice. We are a district of choice. And what does that mean? It means that we are open for you to select what is best fit for you and your student, but we want to make sure that we offer the choices that you want and that you need. So tonight we're very excited to come to you and offer you our last session of the Listen and Learn for session number 3. So to continue the conversation that we started several weeks ago, we do know we have one more session scheduled, but I'd like to announce that that last session, that last tour that is scheduled in Wagner on the 24th is going to be in Spanish only. And you're more than welcome to come. Pero la vamos a hacer todo en español for our parents who are Spanish speaking and our community members who are Spanish speaking, because we know we have a large community, and so it's going to be listen and learn. Vengan a escuchar y aprender con nosotros. And so if you have parents in your campus, principals, I ask that you invite them to our last session, and we're going to conduct it on in Spanish. And if you're not a Spanish speaker, that's okay. Van a aprender. You will learn with us. So today we're going to finalize our conversation, but I'd like to begin by welcoming first and foremost our, do we have any board members here tonight? I saw Mrs. Samuel here, and I don't, here we go, Ms. Paschal, our board president, our board vice president. Mr. Garcia, thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for joining us in our conversation. And then I would also like to recognize our parents and community members who are here tonight, because we are here to engage you. So if you're a parent, you're here tonight as a parent or a community member, can you please stand up? So very much for being here, because that means that you are truly invested in watching Judson ISD grow and offer increased choices for you and your family. And for our teachers, our staff, and our principals who day in, day out come and grind and work hard to provide our best for our students and our children, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We thank you, senior staff, Dr. Ball, on behalf of Dr. Ball. We thank you for what you do, because we couldn't do this without you. And I've heard this one time that even on our worst day, we are still the best thing for our students. We could probably be the best promise for our students. So I thank you so much for being here. And without further ado, the first 15 minutes were dedicated to providing a tour, but I know that many of you were here yesterday, and you're back to join us again for the Listen and Learn tour. So this is a little bit different. Today we focus on the conversation to transform our school district, to consider the programs that we currently offer, and think, how can we do them a little bit differently? How can we tweak? How can we do better? How can we offer things we're not currently offering? And so for that, we want to hear from you. Oh, this ago, we began with a conversation about centering our minds and priming our pump about what an ideal school looks like for our students. And then last week, we shared the responses of the ideal school activity. We shared the responses of what you want to continue to keep seeing in Judson, what would you like to stop seeing at Judson, and then of course, the most important, what would you like to start seeing at Judson? Because of course, we are focusing on innovating and bringing programs and models to our students. So, last week specifically, we came back and we focused on what are we going to start that's innovative in Judson ISD. And in your groups, you voted on 2 start actions, and from those 2, you fleshed them out. You specifically focused on naming it, describing it. What does it look like? Why is it important? What do we know? What do we need to know if we want to implement it? And if implemented well, what would that look like? And so, we only have an hour and 15 minutes in this session. We didn't get to share out. So I actually would like to begin by asking for a share out from an elementary school, from a middle school, and from a high school. And I hate to be covered, but I am. So I might ask you all to come over here. So I'm going to start with elementary school. Is there anybody who would like to share? And by the way, I did offer, thank you very much for volunteering, please come up. I did provide you with a printout of the responses that were entered into the Google form from last week on fleshing out the start responses at Judson ISD. Can you tell us which response you guys chose and tell us a little bit about it? Hi, I'm Sharissa Rose, the AP over at Rolling Meadows. Nice to meet you all. We were doing Park Village last time, and one of the things, yes, thank you, Park Village, and our parents had this great idea. Can we incorporate into our curriculum more real life connections for our kids, even at the youngest ages? Having gardens readily available on campuses, having student-run school stores for elementary kids, perhaps some lessons in home economic type things. Those are just some ideas generated by our parents, so thank you for that. Thank you very much for sharing. So as we listen to these ideas and as we bring them back to our administration, we do have those conversations, and I want you to know that in some ideas, some will take longer to implement, some may not be possible to implement, and then we need to have conversations about that. And then some we discuss how can we make them happen. That one specifically, when I read about it, I had a great discussion with our Director of Advanced Academics, Mr. Devin Holmes. And he has already some great ideas that you can visit with him before you leave today that he'd like to share about how we could possibly start implementing that next year. Now I'd like to see if there's anybody here from middle school campus that would like to share out. All right.
Good evening. So we came up last session with a concept called LOTC. It's Leadership Officers Training Corps. It's basically ROTC for middle school. And with the recent increase in some of the undesirable behaviors that we're having lately in schools, we felt like this particular program would benefit middle school. It teaches leadership, it teaches respect, conflict resolution. A lot of the things that are happening right now, bullying is a buzzword in the school system, but not everything is bullying. A lot of it is just regular old conflict, and our students don't know or don't have the skills to just work through conflict. And so this program will provide them, foundational skills to be able to talk through conflict, perhaps with a mediator. Again, it will teach responsibility, accountability, just good citizenship. And so we feel like with this program, again, even if they decide not to go into high school ROTC because it wouldn't be a requirement, it would still give them some foundational skills so that they can be successful in whatever they choose to do when they get to high school. So I feel like middle school LOTC would benefit us in our kids.
For that, Sarah. So we have our work cut out for us, absolutely, and something to look into. Is there anybody here from high school that would like to share? All right, Mr. Brower. Mr. Brower is the proud principal of Jecca Early College High School in
Yes, Northeast Lakeview College. So our idea was a freshman orientation. I've worked at other high schools, and I can tell you that what we need is a class where freshmen come in and learn how to interact both in written and verbal form with others and adults. How to get your point across without sounding a little off-putting. I think all of our kids have been in a social bubble, and now they're coming back, and Brooke said very wise words, undesirable behavior. Sometimes we have undesirable interactions, and it's not purposeful. It's not that the student, needs to come across a different way. It's just we need to coach that up. So this class could be all about the social emotional, but it also can teach note-taking techniques. In high school, we kind of hit another level there. It could talk about time management. All of the things, those soft skills that are going to help the kids succeed during high school and prepare them for college. Thank you.
Well, thank you all very much. I do want you to know that all of the responses, all of them, we went back, we typed them, we analyzed them, and we're going to continue to analyze them as district administration. We're going to talk through what immediately we may start implementing, what it is that is possible, what is not possible. And so I don't want you to walk away from here thinking that we are not taking all of this into consideration. We're going through this, and setting these meetings, these forums up are not easy, but we're going through this because we really do value you as our partners in education. And so we're really excited about the ideas that you have for your children. And we're already considering some of these for next year. And I think that you'll be pleasantly pleased when you'll come back and you see some of these in action for next week. And of course, this isn't the last time you're going to hear from us. We're going to continue to have later on in the future a little more spread out so that we can provide you with a follow-up and status of where we're at in the process. So thank you all very much for fleshing out your start action ideas and sharing those out with us today. So, I think it is important that as we consider innovative programs, that we take some time to highlight those which we already currently have in our school district. So, you're going to see a few of our principals and a few of our staff with a yellow name tag. Would any one of our principals like to stand up? A yellow name tag that says, ask me about.
All of y'all stand up. Let's see ya.
Let's see you. Let's see you. Yeah. And all of these principals here are principals of a campus with a specialized school model. And so I've asked each of them, and again, we're tethered here, so we're going to ask you all to come up and just share for a minute or two with all of our parents here to help spread the word of what we currently have in our school district, because we know that you have family members, we know that you have children who are coming up, and we know that right now it's registration. This is the time that you get to select, and we are a district of school of choice. So we'd like to take some time to talk to you about current models that we have and models that are opening up next school year. So we're actually starting up with a model that's coming up this school year at Franz Leadership Academy, and our proud principal, Dr. Kelly Lockwood.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you again for being here. I'm also a member of the community. I live about 3 minutes down the road, so I love to see that we're doing this work. One of the things that we're working on at Franz Elementary is we are in the process of a redesign, and we are redesigning into a leadership academy. Why are we doing that? Well, leadership is important. We just heard a middle school principal talk about that. We just heard a high school principal talk about that. And why not start it when they're new to school, and they're young, and they're impressionable, and they're sponges, and they can soak up all of that well-rounded leadership mess, right? And then we're wanting them to be good citizens. We want them to be leaders. We want them to be responsible for their actions. We want them to be accountable. We're also wanting to really have our students focus on our 21st century learning skills, where they are learning to collaborate well and communicate and think critically. I think sometimes that's something that's missing in schools, and so we're going to do that through project-based learning, where they can really collaborate. I see my enrichment teacher, she's like, yes, we're doing that. And so we're going to be working on that. We're also working on, we have a blended learning grant already, so we've been prototyping some things, and we're going to roll it out on a much larger scale. But our blended learning grant is for reading, and we are taking small group and technology and independent practice and really creating a very robust reading block. We also are going to redesign, because it's a redesign, right? We're redesigning our master schedule so that not only are we offering our regular specialist courses that all elementary students get, like music and PE and things like that, but we're also going to offer electives, like they do in middle school and high school, right? So they're going to be based on the 21st century learning skills. So they're going to have opportunities to think critically. They're going to have opportunities to collaborate and communicate with each other through these things. We're going to bring in some fine arts, right? So not just music, but we're going to bring in some drama, some dance, and things like that. There is some community partnerships. You know some people that would love to come and volunteer their time in Judson ISD. Come see me. We'd love to get them and put them to work at Franz Elementary. But we won't steal, we won't hog them, we'll share them. And then also, we're going to focus on some after-school clubs like Check. We already have a garden club that is already planting and ready for harvest soon. And so we're going to continue those things. And so Franz Leadership Academy rolls out in the fall. It's going to be an incredible thing for our district. And so that's just another wonderful thing, innovative thing that's going on in Judson ISD.
I will tell you this, I actually did not tell the principals that I was going to be asking them to come up until just very recently. But that is because I know that all of our principals are ready to discuss and showcase the great things that are happening at their campuses immediately. And they are happy to share this with all of our parents. Do we have our principal or our assistant principal from Wortham Oaks here today? Ms. Lara.
She wasn't lying with the whole we didn't know about this. I was trying to read it real quick. So yes, next year we're excited to launch the Leader in Me program at Wortham. So if you have heard of Leader in Me, it's the same program as Stephen Covey started, the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. His son went ahead and started the Leader in Me, but kid version. So that's what we're going to start. We're really excited just to start to get them to use that vocabulary. I personally, my children have gone through schools that have it, so it's pretty interesting to have, when they were in kinder, they're like, oh, I want to go out. Or I didn't win-win. And so it's really interesting to just hear them and then apply it and all that kind of stuff. And it does help with conflict resolution when they get to middle school, because they're able to apply these concepts that we use as adults. As adults, we do want to be proactive. We don't want to, we do want to make sure that we synergize, and we want to make sure that we seek first to understand and to be understood. Like what else? Our teachers are looking forward into rolling it into, it's not going to be a separate department. It's all going to be integrated into their learning, into the vocabulary, into their reading lessons. So it is going to affect their academics. When a child is not successful, then that's a different conversation that we have as to why. So they become their own leader. So it's a leader in need. So each child gets to be their own leader, and they'll get to identify and see some of those leadership characteristics and qualities that they may not have known, or at the same time strengthen some of them.
Our next programs, we have two, so I'm just going to ask one person to share. We have Spanish immersion programs, which are enrichment programs different from a dual language program. A Spanish immersion program is not a requirement. It is truly an enrichment program. The target audience are students who are English speakers who desire to learn Spanish. And we have those programs at Mary Hartman Elementary and Wortham Oaks. Is the principal from Mary Hartman here today? Ms. Richardson, would you like to come and share? Ms. Richardson is our Director of Bilingual in Indiana.
Good evening. We're super excited to offer this amazing language program. So you know about dual language, it targets our English learners that are trying to become bilingual. They already know Spanish, we're trying to help them learn English and keep their Spanish. Spanish immersion is a little different. It's targeting those students who live in a home where there's no Mexican grandma, they don't speak any Spanish at all, but their parents, hey, having a Mexican grandma doesn't know that. So, I'm sorry, not everybody has one, but so what we do is those kiddos that do not have a background, they don't speak Spanish at all, these students, if the parents recognize the importance of being bilingual, and they want their children to learn Spanish. So we have these programs, Spanish literature program at Wortham Elementary, and also at Mary Hartman, and starts in first grade. And there's an eligibility criteria to participate. We will have our parent information meetings coming up in March, April, and May. Please look up at the Judson website. They will be posted there as soon as we go back to the spring break. But it's a fantastic opportunity if you have an incoming first grade. Starts in first grade. If you have an incoming first grade, it's a fantastic opportunity for your child to become biliterate and bicultural. Because the curriculum is embedded to teach not only the language, but love for the culture and the beauty of the diversity that is in all different cultures that share the language of Spanish. So keep an eye out on the website for the information, parent information meetings, and we hope to have you guys there.
Thank you so much. Our next specialized school model is right here at Converse Elementary. We have our year-round campus, and I'm going to invite Ms. Susie Scott.
She whispered 1 minute because she came to the door. She said, "Principal Doc, tonight is on you." And I'm like, "Oh, I got anxiety. I can't do this." But I will say, it was about a year ago, truly, a group of teachers and I, thank you, back table, we were in the hall just talking, and we were thinking about the possibility of becoming a year-round campus. We wanted to address food insecurities that we would be facing when our students came back and parents lost jobs. We wanted to address the mental health from family loss, from our students, from our staff. And we also wanted to address, of course, the learning loss. And so we decided to approach Dr. Ball, and we had a really long plan laid out. And Dr. Ball said, "Do you think I came here for you to sell this? I just came to give you a high five." We were definitely lost, because that's not what we expected. And so we didn't think it would happen this year. But everyone from district office has come out and supported us. Our staff pulled together, and we were able to add 13 extra school days this year.
And your parents love it.
And when you step back and think 13 days is not a lot, but in 13 days, we were able to add 13 intersections. We've already had 2. Each intersection is 4 days, half a day. We invite about 150 students. Teachers are either allowed to work or just take a mental health break. And students also have, some stayed home and went on vacation. They told me all about it, even though I was near the building. But they were able to take a break from school, process, and come back ready to learn. While on campus, we were able to close academic gaps. We would look at areas that we felt our students needed, and we would scaffold that and then teach those lessons. We provided breakfast, lunch, and a snack. So we still were able to provide food for the security, for the community. And then some students were able to stay all day, and we provided care, and that's due to district funding funds for us. So even though they may not have been part of the 4-hour intervention, they were able to stay all day with us. We were also, again, only 13 days, y'all, we were able to add 5 days of PE. So the students have 4 PE days, and yoga. And so the yoga helps us to address SEL. The students love it. They do poses that my body can never do. And the yoga teacher does it dressed in his dinosaur costume. So the kids enjoy going to yoga. We also were able to add, again, routine days. We added an extra special 4 days a week for our teachers. Wow. During this time, they plan with our coaches and our interventionists for engaging lessons. But the students are in computers, art, music, and the library. But we're able to we don't take that from them. They have that time that is solely meant to plan for children. And so we embrace our days and our breaks. So much that we just had our calendar approved in February, and we now have 29 additional days going into next year. We have more clubs, if you can believe, on this campus. Next year we're going to be offering clubs during the day so that every student can be a part of our clubs. We have clubs from life skills to 5th grade. We have arts all the way up. We have young men's clubs. We have ukulele. We have a step and a cheer team that runs all over San Antonio on the weekends, because I'm mad. We have, my parents were passing me a list of everything that we have. I won't forget y'all. We have archery. We have checkers. We have, our cooking club has a pool. They took our teacher's lounge, so they have a pool there in the back. They took our kitchen, our teacher's lounge, and now Donors Choose funded the kitchen for them. And so they come and cook. Our kindergartners are cooking. Our pre-Kers are sitting in rooms doing drama and reading Harry Potter books with the teachers. We have opened up so many opportunities with just having 13 days. So 29 will only add more for us, and so we can fortify new year. Yes,
that was wonderful to hear, and I think it's powerful to hear it from our principals and our administration. Nick, thank you so much. Elon, Steve, we have Mr. Wilson.
I just want to take this time to introduce myself. I am Scott Wilson, the proud principal of the Elof Student Academy, and I also want to thank all my wonderful colleagues that have spoken for me. I'm glad I got to go last night because that is a hard act to follow. They took all the good stuff. No, seriously though, Ms. Davis, executive staff, Dr. Ball, and all the board members, I want to thank you guys for being so innovative and allowing us principals to take on these challenges and do something different for our kids. So up here we do have our mission and vision, but I don't want to bore you with that. We did work on that together with our community, and the thing that I want to just kind of touch on real quickly, the reason why this all came to be is because as a principal and teachers and educators, we want to give our students the best possible education there is, right? So what I wanted to kind of get more of and get away from was just having students come and sit and get. I wanted more of the productive struggle. I wanted the students to be more in, I guess, in on their own learning. So what we do is project-based learning, and we also use Project Lead the Way, which is really heavy in science and math. And also, we were inspired by Jason and Keaton, which Wagner's Keaton and Jason is the middle school, just the middle school. And we wanted to just prepare our elementary students at a young age, K through 5, for that challenge that they'd meet in those different areas. And we want to expand, their minds and prepare them for those kind of opportunities. So if I can leave you with anything, just know that what we're trying to do is create a situation where students become more in charge of their learning, learn more of those soft skills where they get to work as a team, where they have that productive struggle, where they are excited about being in school because they're getting to do things that are hands-on and that really just kind of push their minds to the limit and help them to think outside of the box. So, as you can see, if you have any questions, I have my nice little yellow name tag, and I can answer those questions for you. And of course, we want to see as many parents and students at our school as possible. So thank you for your time.
Next, I'm going to invite two principals that are undergoing a blended learning redesign. And they are Ms. Loretta Davidson from Metzger Middle School and Ms. Missy Valderas from Park Village Elementary. And let's hear it for the redesign. And they're going to talk to you a little bit about the process that they've been undergoing. And of course, these campuses are officially going to launch this coming fall.
Good evening. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate that. Missy and I have been working with a company called Transcend, and they have been partnering with us this year to develop what our redesign is going to look like. The redesign is based a lot on the blended learning model that most of the middle schools have been doing all year, and we started last year. But also, what I have been most impressed with the partnership that we've had with Transcend is they had us really ask deep questions about our campus, deep, serious questions about what do our students need at our campus and what will this redesign look like. It's more than just the blended learning piece, it's more than just the instructional piece. We have come up with that our students need a lot of SEL support at the middle school. They just, as Mr. Brooks spoke about, they just don't know how to communicate with each other, and they're having very difficult times with that. So we've developed a different master schedule, so we'll be able to put an SEL piece into our schedule. We've developed a different outlook on how we're going to address some of the behaviors on our campus. We are starting one of our pilots as we come back from spring break. We're starting two classrooms, a 6th grade classroom and a 7th grade classroom. So all of that will be new, and I know Missy, I was very excited. We were able to choose new furniture. So for those two classrooms, we'll have brand new flexible seating furniture that will accommodate our blended learning model. So we're very excited about that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so not to bore you, and I was told I only have a minute, and anyone that knows me knows I can talk for a very long time. So I'm just going to recapture some of the things. A lot of what Loretta said for the middle school is absolutely true for elementary. We need the same things. As part of the redesign, we reached out to our students as well and asked them, what is it that you want? A big part of it is the flexible seating, so it will not look like the traditional classroom. The redesign will also include a huge component of that social emotional learning piece, where we are starting with strong starts for the day and making sure that the kids are connected, and that will be part of our master schedule. So we'll be redesigning our master schedule. It also includes new curriculum, high quality instructional materials. There is the piece independent learning, so all of the best that we are a one-to-one campus with a technology or district, and so we will be incorporating that in our day. But it's really going to change what instruction looks like at our campus. And it really is going to move forward with teaching in classrooms and the way kids learn in a total way that has never been. I mean, that we know instruction has changed, right? We know kids are different, and so now they're going to learn different. And it's all about student-centered learning. So we are blessed to be a part of this. Like Loretta said, we are year one of planning, Year 2 of implementation will begin 4th in August, with every classroom with the implementation, and then we will carry that into year 3. So we're excited about this adventure. Please come over and see us, ask us any questions, come visit our campuses. Thank you so much.
Jason, and then I will ask our 3 CCRSM models to come on up. And our proud principal of our Jason campus is Ms. Donnie Wortham.
I'm actually really excited. I was also told 2 minutes because I could talk for 20 minutes about Jason Academy, and very proud of the program that we have built. We're going into the 8th year. So as I listen to all of the innovative programs that are beginning and happening, I'm so excited for Judson and what we're going to be doing because of the work that we've been able to do and sustain at the STEM Academy. I know that the rest of the programs are going to be able to do the same thing as they move along. So as I said, we're in our 8th year. We are a school within a school, and so I house almost 400 students. I have many parents here. I can see them in the audience, and so very proud parents. And so the model that we follow is a project-based learning model, but we do that within every single core subject. They do that in math, science, social studies, and English language arts. There are 5 honors classes. There's no option for the students. They must take all 5 honors classes, and so we really do prepare them for the next level of high school. Additionally, we also prepare them with those 21st century skills that we talk about, that problem solving, that communication, that the ability to make a presentation, to make a point, to sell a product. And so what's really great is they do projects within their social studies, their science, their math, but then they also co-collaborate. So social studies and ELAR could be doing something, math and science, and then they have 2 major projects that they do as an entire grade level that is really puts the kids to the test. And they do that in the fall and in the spring. And they have amazing work that comes out. And so you really do get to see the students be able to work through the ability to figure out a solution to something and create something better and new. I will say that right now we have a group of kiddos that have started these projects in class, and then they move on to compete at local, state, and national levels. And so most recently, one of our group of kiddos, they have been picked up by the San Antonio Food Bank because of an innovative idea that they have had. And so that's a great real-world activity. Actually, they're sponsors here. Real-world activity that they get to do. And so that is just some of the work that we do at the STEM Academy. We do only accept students as their incoming 5th grade year. That is open to all Judson ISD students as they come into 5th grade, because we keep them their 6th grade, their 7th, and their 8th grade year. And then they have the option to move straight into our designation at Wagner High School, because we are a 6 through 12 designation. And so our students then move from us over to Wagner High School if that is their option to continue that journey. But very proud of the work that we have done for the last 8 years. So thank you very much.
I do want to take a moment to note that even though we are highlighting our specialized school models, because this is being brought to you by the Department of Innovation, every campus embeds some aspects of everything we've heard today. It might not be campus-wide, but please know that every campus embeds aspects of what you've heard today. And our goal is that every campus becomes a specialized model for you and your student as a choice that you have here. So that's what we're working towards. And so last but not least, I want to invite the principals of our College and Career Readiness School Model, CCRSM. And those are 3 models that TEA provides that focus on providing students with open enrollment programs that blend high school and college work. Here at Judson High School, at Judson, we have 2 models currently. We have JECA, Early College High School, with Northeast Lakeview College. And we have T-STEM at our Wagner High School. But next year, we're going to enter the planning phase to add the third model, so we'll be proudly boasting all 3 CCRSM models at Judson. And so we're very excited, and that will be at Judson High. So I'm going to ask all 3 principals to come up and share a little bit about each of these models.
Well, I got the mic first, so I'll go first. So I'm Greg Brower, I'm principal of JECA, and I guess I could start off. I don't know if the slide has changed. I'm not going to read it on purpose, but I will tell you. I could start off with the brochure type of stuff and tell you amazing things like our kids are going to graduate with an associate's degree, and even better, parents, you're not going to have to pay for it, right? It's going to be free. But what I really want to do is just speak from the heart and tell you, JECA is a jewel in our district, and the kids are what makes that jewel sparkle. So I'm going to talk about those sparkles just real quick. When you step onto JECA campus as a 9th grader, you're going to instantly be a fully fledged college student with all the perks and all the cool stuff that entails. You will be, from the first moment you begin your journey with us, walking on the campus of the college. We're a standalone school model. We're actually on the property of Northeast Lakeview. And our students walk to real college classes and use the real college library and join the real college student government and organizations. And we have a ton of organizations. And our students are so active. And I can tell you that our students are advocates for themselves and for each other. And I spend most of my day just, the coolest thing is getting to hang out with students who want to come and talk and want to have great ideas. And it really just makes me feel like I'm better for it, but I see the development of the students. It took me until my 20s to get to where my students are, even as a 9th grade. And I'm so impressed by it. It's such a special place. And I can tell you, any 8th grader that wants to see what JECA can do, you do not have to believe me. You can simply look right there and see an amazing JECA student right here in our crowd tonight. I cannot be more proud of the school that I'm at, and I encourage you to come check us out.
Good evening, my name is Crystal Alfaro, and I am the principal at Wagner High School. And so Wagner hosts T-STEM Academy, which is another school within a school model. And so basically what we cater to, right, and so you're going to hear from 3 different principals with 3 different specialized programs, and sometimes people get the idea that we actually have to compete with one another, but really that's not what it's about. It's really about identifying what the strengths of your children are, what their interests are, what their goals are, what their post-secondary plans are, and then making an educated decision based on what that discussion is. And so at T-STEM, we do cater to, obviously, those fields that are related to STEM. We have 4 pathways, biomedical, we have our engineering pathway, computer science, and we have a mathematics pathway. And so what I would say one of our strong suits is at Wagner is that we really get to identify the strengths of our students. And so we capitalize on those. If we find that you are really strong in, say, math, then we'll challenge you and say, hey, let's go ahead and put you in this class. Let's go ahead and try this with you. Let's go ahead and move some things around in your schedule so that way you can do orchestra and you can do band, or let's say orchestra, let's say you can do be in a specific club, and you can still do all of the upper level courses also that you can take as a part of our academy. Kind of like Ms. Worley said, it is a rigorous academic path, so honors courses are a part of it. AP courses are a part of it. Dual credit courses are a part of it. We have a partnership with the University of Texas at Austin that offers college courses as well. And so even though a lot of times students think that they have to compete, a lot of the things that we can also offer a lot of the same things in terms of getting those college credits. And so we just just really, really love the fact that we can identify specifically what our students want to do, and then we start guiding them that way. We had students that have interned with the National Security Administration, with NASA. We have a student this summer who's flying up to Wisconsin and is going to be part of an aeronautical internship. We have students who are the captain of color guard and also a TSEM student, or had an internship with UT Health Science Center. And so what we love about this program is that our students get access to everything. They get access to fine arts, they get access to the athletics, they get access to the clubs and organizations, but then also we really, really focus on what is their goal and how do we get them there. And so it is an application process that starts within their 9th grade year, and so they stay with us throughout the 4 years at Wagner High School. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Richard Mendoza. I'm the principal at Judson High School. I would use the microphone, but I'm afraid that I would project a little bit too loudly for the speakers. Can everybody hear me? Yes, okay. Just to piggyback off of this Alfaro and talking about the great things that happen throughout Judson ISD. Throughout Judson ISD and all our high school campuses, we have a lot of great career and technology programs. All right, Dr. Steele and all of her staff do an outstanding job of doing that. And we're fortunate at Judson High School to have several programs from ag to auto body to health occupations. There's so many things that our students and our changing demographics are happening. As someone who's been in the district for 35 years, it's exciting to see the district grow with our community the way we are. So P-Tech is something, it's a new program that's just brought to our attention probably about a month and a half ago. It's really exciting because if you walk the campus at Judson High School, you see different types of students who want to get into the trades, right, and want to be able to see themselves getting a job out of college. That way, when they have a job, they understand when they choose to go to a four-year university, they're doing it with purpose. They're intentional about what they're doing by having that income that maybe I didn't have as a four-year person at 18 years old. Not saying everyone's going to do that, but P-Tech is going to offer opportunities for our students to get increased certifications, okay, and it's also going to offer opportunities for them to get those credits at the college level in their chosen professions. Okay, so it's a very young program, but it is ideal for our students throughout Judson ISD. Because we are going to be in the planning stages, all right, it's going to be in 2 programs only to start. That's auto, all right, and our health occupations. Okay, as we go through the planning stages with Ms. Davis and Dr. Steele and everybody's staff, we're certainly looking forward to increasing those certifications and growing those programs throughout our district. I think it's imperative that we continue to grow together as our comprehensive high schools in JECA as one unit, because we are a school district of choice, and we want to make sure that we're selling great things throughout our district. Okay, so again, it is a planning year for P-Tech. I'm certainly excited about the service industries and the different things we're going to be able to provide our students and our families moving forward as they graduate from Judson High School. I look forward to having any conversations with you guys. At the end, if there's anything I left out, please let me know. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you to all the principals and assistant principals who shared about their specialized school models and their programs. And so I thought it was well worth taking the time for us to hear the great things that are happening at Judson. And as a way to come our comes, what else can we explore here at Judson? Because that's why we're here, right? And so the possibilities are endless. And I'm not going to mention anyone specific, but I know you guys have seen some of these. And why not, right? Is this something you're interested in? If it is, I'd like to hear about it and the responses to your questions. So as we move into our discussion question time, I'm going to ask you all to take some time. You've received a one sheet of paper titled discussion questions with a set of 5 questions that looks just like up here. And I'd like for you to just honestly answer on the back of your paper if you like. If you would like a chart paper, we can provide that for you. But it's truly easier for me to take those home and process and type them on a regular sheet of paper. Senior staff, principals, feel free to walk around during the conversation. And let us hear from you what else we can explore to transform Judson ISD. you all so much. Thank you all so much. For sake of time, we're going to go straight to a share out, and I'm going to randomly ask anybody who would like to just speak to one question from the heart that you would like to share out with the group as a whole. Okay. And then after this, you're going to share out one more question, and then we're going to close out. And if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Cochran, and I am a grade 3 teacher at Wortham Elementary. So the first question of the models that would like the district to consider, grade 3 teachers, so I'm a big advocate for if we're going to offer pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 programs, then let's do it right. So one of the models I said was Media and Urban Learning Center. Pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 kids have completely different needs than even kindergarten. We need different size furniture, we need menus that don't have choking hazards on them. We need manipulatives that aren't choking hazards. And we need schools and staff that understand that our kids aren't going to be quiet walking down the hallway and they're going to get scared. And they're going to need us to get down on their level. And I feel like if we start doing that and build a really solid foundation, then maybe by the time they get to kinder and middle school and high school, they'll have a better emotional education, and maybe we'll see less problems as people.
One last share out before we close out. Thank you so much. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself all right.
Good evening. I am Dr. Paula Johnson. I am a former parent at Hartman and Judson and J-STEM and a current parent at Wagner T-STEM and Woodville. So in addition to like a fine arts academy somewhere, I was thinking about fine arts a lot, about fine arts, an academy though. School is a school model. Because Principal Brooks is very interested in LOTC, Leadership Officers Training Corps, we were looking at YNLA, the Young Men's Leadership Academy, and also like a blended model with Young Women's Leadership Academy that are all engaged in LOTC, but separate. So it would be 2 schools in one. And 2 single-digit schools in one. So there may be some interaction, but for the most part, we're thinking about the whole leadership thing. And watching all of the middle school, especially the middle school, I have some friend, I know. He doesn't know. But all of this conflict at the middle school, I also teach restorative justice, and that's not the only answer. We also need social emotional learning. We also need teaching them time, organization skills, time management, redirecting. But a lot of it is because of leadership. And so I didn't come up with an acronym that we're going to play with. I'm going to work on it. So because we talk about prep, I used to teach for prep, SA Prep and GTSA, but I was teaching professional readiness engagement preparation. Like for the world, right? Like for the world. This is whatever they choose, whatever success means our students, I want my children to have a part in that, but I want them to be able to lead. And so we're just like really on this leadership snowball right now.
Judson community, give yourself a round of applause. Truly from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for coming tonight. Please know this will not be the last time we see each other. On the 24th, va a ser en español. Vamos a hablar en español. You're welcome to come. But if not, send your friends who are Spanish speaking. Thank you all so very much for being here. Please provide us your answer responses before you leave. Swing to your side member or director.